Just setting up. Hold on. I had this all orientated and then YouTube changed it as soon as I hit go live. So let's see. It's been a while since I've been live. And definitely very, very rusty. But, we'll figure it out. And now I'm just trying to get on so I can see comments if they come through. Oop. And now I'm just trying to get on so I can see comments if they come through. Act like you've done this before. All right. Well, we're in. And we're live. Hey, how's it going, Bex? Long time no see. Although I haven't actually seen you. Hey, Cheryl. Hi. I am literally doing nothing, and now I'm recording. That's what's happened. That's not true. I was doing stuff. Actually, before I got on here, I was making this bracelet on Patreon because we're talking about Unikite, and then I made some earrings to follow up with that, and then was like, okay, you should put this stuff away and then do like a journal video or something. And then I looked at the time and was like, I don't feel like it at this point in time. So um, then I started to like play with the beads that I had left, and then I was like, "Ooh, you should make this." And that's also another distraction from the thing I was supposed to be doing, which was making journal stuff. But then I was like, you know what? It's kind of late in the day. Uh, why don't you just make the thing? Just make the thing so that it's out of your brain, and then tomorrow you can do journaly things. So that's where we are. So I thought it would just be fun to like hang out and chat with you guys and finish this thing. And I don't know why this is so zoomed out. Is that better? Hopefully. Hopefully. But like I was saying, when I started, it's been a while since I have gone live, and I've been wanting to do more lives. I just, don't think about it. Oh, thank you, Bex. I appreciate that. Um, I just like I don't think about it until like midnight, and then I'm like, well, it's definitely too late now. Plus, like I don't sleep like a regular person, so I need to go to bed. But I've been wanting to do them more, and I've been wanting to do them especially because I wanted to add them to my Patreon as like a members only thing, and I want to start a YouTube membership thing too. So I want to add it to that too as like a feature of being on there is getting like a monthly or bi-weekly live or something. But like I have to get into the habit of doing them. So I figured I would get on here and just see if this was something I could accomplish. Um, so yeah, that is what is happening. That's how we got here. Um, and honestly, I'm kind of just excited to hang out with you guys. I have a cut water, so I might start drinking at some point just to chill out, not to get like gross and drunk, but just to have fun. So maybe this will be like a beads and brew kind of thing. We'll see how that goes. I'm gonna use a little bead stopper to see how long I want this because I want this to be a pretty long necklace. I want to use up pretty much as I can, but maybe not all of it. You know what I mean. The stuff. So yeah, this might be hectic. I hope it's not. But yeah, that's everything that brought me to this point in time. How are you guys? What's going on? Happen to see this. We're having another snowstorm. Oh no! A couple of people I've seen so far have been having snowstorms. So like, this is a weird snowstormy week. Um, this was a rainy week for us here in Texas, and I'm not mad about rain. I actually really enjoy the rain. So it was kind of fun just to have like some rainy days. But it was rainy and cold, and then we had to go to work, which is Boo. Really wish you worked from home, but um no, I'm gonna struggle now because I'm on live. Um that's not true. I struggle all the time. Um what was I talking about? The rainy weather. Um so yeah, I didn't get to like sit home and enjoy it with like a mug of cocoa or something. I had to go out into it, which is not quite my favorite, but I would definitely take rain over snow. Which is crazy because part of me also wants to move up north because I'm so over Texas summers and Texas heat. I've lived in the desert my entire life and I am tired of being hot in the summer. I'm really just exhausted by it. But I still don't know if I'm like built for snowstorms. Thank you, Bex. um I have a cat sleep schedule too because my cats wake me up when they're up. But otherwise, I don't know. I mean, I don't sleep very well either, so there's that. But when I am sleeping, then my cats are like, "Hey, wake up." So yeah. But I can imagine, Cheryl, that it's kind of hard to catch lives. I think probably for people on the East Coast, because I know, like, I watch April at Pink Oddbird. Ooh, I just messed that up already. I watch April at Pink Oddbird, but she's on the West Coast, so her lives are 2 hours behind me, which puts that 3 hours behind you. So I can imagine trying to like catch that is also crazy because when she's going live, you're getting ready to go to bed. And I know I feel bad for like the people who watch me from the UK because they are 6 hours ahead. So if it's 7:30 here, what did I choose to do math? It's like 1:30 in the morning for them over there. Um, hey Lori, hey, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for joining. Um, we're not doing anything except for finishing up this ADHD project, so that I can move on to doing other things. Oh, and talking about the weather and sleep. Those are the things that we've been talking about so far. Um, you guys are gonna see how much I struggle doing these things because usually I just turn the camera off when I have like long beating projects and stuff to do. So that you don't have to watch me struggle and flail while I do it. But yeah, for the people in the UK though, they're the second on my like demographics. So it's people from the US and then people from the UK and then Australia, which is surprising, who watch my channel the most. And whatchamacallit, I feel bad for them because like there's not really a good way to do lives so that they can watch, unless I do it like at 8 in the morning. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't have a personality at 8 in the morning. The only personality I have is needs coffee and will barely tolerate the sunlight. Yep, they sure have. Oh, this is a bead buddy. It's like a little like spring, and I got them for like $6 for a big box for more than I need. Um, this is how many came in that box. I think it's like 20 pieces. There's probably some attached to some other things somewhere too. But it's like a bead buddy. I think that's also called a bead stopper. Might be the actual term for it, and I just hear people call it a bead buddy. But yeah, it's brilliant, especially if you don't want to like commit to a pattern or you're not sure how it's going to work out. And then it keeps all your beads from falling off, which is great because I am notorious for dropping an entire strand of unsecured beads. Yeah, definitely look it up. I got them on Amazon for probably $6, $7. Um, and if you can't find it, I'll send you a link too, because like I said, I have more than I need for sure. See how I just messed up this entire design? Like a professional. Because I keep dragging my cord in my hand through everything. That's not what this looked like. Hold on. What did this look like? Yep, I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's a nifty little tool. Like I said, I have a bad habit of dropping everything. So, yeah. I want this to be very long. So, the question is, do I just finish this, continue to the other side, and then we extend it as needed? I think that's the plan. I think that is the plan. That's the move, right? These are throwing me off wildly. So, I did a bicone. These are like a cool gold color bicone. Hey, Tony. Yeah, Smokey would absolutely come and scatter all the beads, except that he's been well fed. So I definitely made sure to feed him and Nico because she tends to start looking around when she wants treats. So before I went live. Uh, because yeah, otherwise I'd be very sad. Although you guys, it is a little sad. He is an old man now. So he's a little bit geriatric and he's not jumping up as much as he used to because he's just tired. He sleeps a lot. Just an old man. I've had them for, and surprisingly, Nico was very fit and Smokey very very tired and old. Um, so the that Nico is draining him of draining him of all of his energy because they don't get along. They do not get along even a little bit. Even since like the first day I brought them together, when Nico was one, or no, Nico was two and Smokey was one. I brought them together and they have never once in a day gotten along. So yeah, it's the running joke is that Nico is draining him of energy, but he's just an old man. So he's not making as many video appearances. He's just sleeping. Oh, I do love my old man kitty for sure. He's extra crunchy, and I kind of love that. Um, but then it's also sad, and I don't know what I'm gonna do when the inevitable happens. But for now, we're just keeping him happy and comfortable. Hey, Gwen. I'm so excited. I didn't think anyone was going to show up to this. So, like, thanks you guys for hanging out. Because I was like, oh, it's so late. It's on a Saturday. Everyone's going to be busy doing stuff. So, it's exciting to see you guys here. We're going to use this to get this rose quartz pendant on afterwards. I got these beads, this rose quartz pendant and the unakite beads from Thunder Horse Descendant, which I've been absolutely obsessed with. I really love her page and her lives and like the community that's there. I've been trying to make some beadie buddies because I don't know anybody who does beads and stuff, and I wanna swap. I want to do like happy meals and stuff with people who bead. So I've been over there, and every Monday they do like a live sale, which I may have to stop watching because it's becoming a problem. But I got this on the live sale and these unakite beads on the live sale. And I actually got this to go with that box that I got last month. This Dusty Rose box. Because it has the rose quartz in it already. And I was like, oh, this will go really pretty with like these beads. But then when I was looking at this setup and thinking about like the properties of unakite, I was like, oh, this has to go together. So I'm very excited. I think the pink and the green are going to look really cool next to each other. But what are you guys working on this Saturday? I'm watching people's fairy core videos for Polly's fairy core and seeing some really cool stuff. But are you guys working on other things? Also, I'm horrible at commenting. I'm really sorry, you guys. If I'm watching you on the TV, I'm not getting onto my phone to comment. That's something I have to like remember to do, and I got a lot of ADHD in my body, so I don't remember to come back. So that's my bad. But I do watch your guys' videos. Ooh, a chunky charm. That's fun. You make really cool chunky charms, Lori. Oh, and how's Toby? Is he still, like, being a butt? Finishing my December daily. Hey, there's no shame. Finishing it is the goal, right? Like, I think as long as you're finishing it, you're on the right track. Mass making simple journal covers. That's a good idea too. I really should do stuff like that. I'm just not. I'm not with it. I wish I was. I wish I was more on top of stuff like that, but I'm just not. Currently participating in Fairy Core. Awesome. Some really cool stuff has been getting made, and I love it. I made a little jewelry piece for Fairy Core because I didn't have time to do all the prompts. Like, I wish I had more time to spend in that space, but I didn't. But I wanted to shout out Polly and her channel and her challenge because she's just so sweet. So I made a little jewelry piece that'll go up this week, following some of the prompts. So that'll be fun. One day is Snuggly, but he's still a butt. I like honestly have never ever Lori like ever heard of a prairie dog as a pet. And after you and I talked about it, I started getting all these videos of people who also have prairie dogs as pets, and I was like, wait a minute. I can't believe this has been an option this entire time. And I have never heard about it until like today when I'm 37 years old. I finally hear about this. February, you're going to do your vampire journal. That'll be fun. I can't wait to see your vampire journal. You guys made some really pretty stuff for February. I was so stoked to see it, and then mad at myself for not making it a longer challenge because everybody was making such cool stuff that I was like, oh, you could have seen more cool things if you had made this longer. But I honestly couldn't like give it more than a week because I'm trying to avoid burnout, and longer challenges really give me burnout. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I think it's cats, and I may be investing in a bird or I don't know, some fish at some point. But not. I don't know if I can do that. I do like rodents, so I am in my rat girl phase, and I really am close to getting a rat, except for the fact that I have cats, and I have to be very mindful of that issue. Um, I wouldn't get a cat while Smokey is in the house. Or not a cat, a bird while Smokey's in the house, because he's a birder, for sure. And I think he'd get off that bed, absolutely, to go after a bird. The Artist's Way, which is a lot of writing. Oh, I've never heard of that. The Artist's Way? Is that like a... Is it like a journal prompt thing, or like a book that you're going through with like prompts for journaling? A tarot journal sounds fun too. There's so many journals and stuff I want to make, and I just have like the inability to do things because I'm so slow. My list of journals grows longer and longer, but I cut myself off from buying paper this year because I was like, you cannot keep buying paper and not making journals. You got to make something with this paper before you buy more. So that's where we're at now. We're at a no spend zone. And this actually went by a lot faster than I thought it would. So maybe I should do these live more often. Because usually when it's just me by myself, it takes me forever. Oh no. We missed one. It's okay, it's no big deal. It'd be a big deal if we were finished. Because then I would cry. I mean, I wouldn't really cry, but you know what I mean. Or I might cry. That's not true. I cry for weird things. It's a book written in the 90s. 3 pages by hand every day? Wow. That's crazy. That has to be so satisfying once you get through it. But that is wild. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is the comments. Taking me out of that little headspace where I'm just like, all right, 1 bead, 2 bead, red bead, blue bead. So we may actually be able to do a couple of projects, I guess. Definitely do lives more often. I'm down for it. Noted. Noted. Okay, so let me check the length here and then see what we got going on. Did you see that in the videos where I pull the piece out of the picture? That's what I'm doing, is measuring it up against myself, the very official measurement. I mean, I could use a ruler and give myself a more accurate thing, but why? So, about this much more. And I just gotta keep in mind how much more length I have. So, I'm thinking we switch sides, and then I beat up this side, because I know this is how much space I need, and then we can see from there. And I know this one is cracked. Yeah, I should do more lives. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. It has been a really fun way to redabble in this. I don't know, I don't think I talked about it on my channel. I did talk about it on Patreon though. I had a interest in making jewelry as a preteen child, and my mom like supported that. And I don't have the best relationship with my mother. I'm not going to go into that in particular, but like just be aware that this is the situation. And so like she supported the hobby. She bought me the stuff to get started and some books and stuff, but then like when I would show her stuff I made, she was just so like underwhelmed and unimpressed by it that I was like, "Oh, like, and I got really discouraged as a kid because I wasn't getting like positive feedback, and as a person who thrives off positive feedback, it just sort of killed the idea, the dream died. Um and I ended up just sort of letting that go and letting that die. And like, I've always loved crystals and gemstones. I've been a big rock collector since I was a little kid. Um, I still have that box of rocks that I had as a little kid. And I just never really considered getting back into jewelry. But then, was like, you got to do something. You can't make 1,000 junk journal charms every time you get this bargain bead box. I didn't mean to fling that. That was just a byproduct. Um, so then I was like, okay, so try to make some jewelry stuff and see if maybe you can do that. And then it's like another way to sort of generate an income for yourself as well, because you can sell your jewelry. And then I started doing more and more of it and just sort of rekindled that passion I had for this like hobby as a kid. And have been really enjoying just sort of doing it. I find it to be very meditative and very low effort, not effort, like a low energy task. It doesn't take a lot of um, like planning or preparation. I can just sit down and be like, okay, make something with these beads in particular and go for it. Um, and I'm really enjoying it and really enjoying sharing it. Although I've had some comments I've had to delete because people have been not as supportive, and that's fine. Just go somewhere else, I guess. Um, because people are like under the impression I'm never going to make journal stuff again. But paper craft is my passion. I did say Unakite. It's Unakite. It's a fantastic stone. If you don't have it in your collection and you like to collect crystals and things like that, I would definitely recommend it. And then I've been doing a sacred adornments series on my Patreon where we make like a jewelry piece and talk about the properties of the crystal that I'm using. I just started it for this year, so that's what this is for. Is like what I got the Unakite for in the first place was to do that video. So over there, I make the piece and then I tell you guys the properties of it, and it's been pretty fun. I did the first one and now I did the second one, and I'm excited to keep doing these and exploring crystals and sort of taking this hobby and mashing it together with the other. All right. So now we just need to make sure that they're even, and I didn't shoot myself in the foot by putting too many beads on one side. It's not a big deal because I didn't secure the side. So what do we need? We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for this side, which leaves us with 4. So 2 for one side and 2 for the other side. I do have some Unakite somewhere. Probably should get down here. Absolutely. It's fantastic. And if you're having a rough time right now, like emotionally, with all the like world on fire stuff that we're sort of living through, this would be the perfect time to drag that out because it is the perfect stone for these kind of times. Plus, it's a very loving stone, and this is, February is the month of love, so definitely a good time to pull it out. And it's actually kind of funny. I got these ones were like the regular, like they're a premium high quality gem price. And you can see how like green they are. I'm gonna bring them closer for you guys. You can see how nice and green, and like the pink is really strong. There's also some quartz deposits in these, so that's like the white pieces you're seeing. You're welcome. So that's like the higher quality. And then I got this strand at a discount because it's actually considered to be lower quality. And you can see like the coloring is not as strong. It's not as intense. And it's still really pretty. So like the idea that this is considered lower quality, but it's so pretty is sort of wild to me. But I do like the difference in color. I do have some that's not faceted, that's actually in that higher quality range I could have used, because it has that deep greens and pinks color sort of to it. But I decided to just go with this instead. One, because it matches the bracelet that I made, but also I think it's fine. I think it's just interesting how we grade stones and say like, well, this one's not like my opinion of pretty, so therefore ergo it's not as good of a quality, which is crazy. Although like looking at it from like a lapidary standpoint, it would be considered lower quality because the gem concentration is higher as opposed to this side. That's just weird little bits of facts that I have in my brain. What else can I talk about? I don't know. I have not been to the movies in quite a while, and that's usually what I fall back on talking about because it's one of my favorite subjects. I have not also been watching any TV. I've been rewatching Puppet History because a new season came out, and I absolutely love history. It's like one of my passions, and I I really love Puppet History because it's funny. It's on The Watcher. It's a channel here on YouTube, and it's literally a puppet named the professor telling like you history, but it's like he's telling history to like comedians and like influencers and stuff, and they're commenting on it. And it's the same guys who did uh what's it called, they were on BuzzFeed, and they did BuzzFeed Unsolved. If you ever saw those ghost stories and stuff, where they would like chase down the ghost stories and like look out like for the unsolved murders and stuff and unsolved mysteries. They were doing that on BuzzFeed, and then they left BuzzFeed. They started their own channel called The Watcher. So I've been watching them there. They do Ghost Files over there, and they do Puppet History, which is one of my favorite shows. So I've been rewatching it because there's a new season out, and that's all the exciting things I've done. Seem to gravitate to the not so great grade of stones and gems. You know what? That happens to me too. I actually really like garnet as a lower quality gem than the higher quality like super like polished garnet. So I feel that I get you there. I just appreciate them in all their forms and all their majesty, whether it be high quality or not. Oop. Need to quit doing that. Yeah, this is going to be nice and long because this is already like this is 12 inches. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 inches. So that makes this 24 inches. Plus the chain. So yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. So I'm going to add the other two to this side, and then we'll cinch it up. I probably didn't need to cut this thread that long, but it's okay. I'll use the wire for something else. It's not going to go to waste. Spent so much money on crystals this month. You know what? I feel your pain on that. because it is a bad habit of mine, which is why I switched to beads. Because I was like, oh, you're not going to spend that much money on beads. Because I was literally just breaking the bank for crystals. Crystals that I was like, you don't even have space to like display these anymore. You got to do something. And then I switched to beads, and then that was a lie. I was absolutely going to spend that much money on beads for sure. um, actually, one of my purchases in January was the same amount that I usually spent on crystals, and I was like, oh, you gotta pump your brakes because all you did was take your hyperfixation and transfer it. That's the way to go. That's the way to go, Bex. Absolutely. So I decided we're gonna do a wire guardian instead of a clamshell for reasons I don't really know or understand, but that is what I decided on. I don't actually have to put this on now. It's a jump ring. I could put it on at the end, but why? Why do it the simple way when you can do it the hard way? See how I already messed it up because I strung the wire through? I didn't string the wire first. That's okay. There's a solution. You also, I guess, don't get to see in this format. How did I do this? How did I do this wrong on all fronts? Hold up. The crimp tube should be on this side. I don't know how it ended up on the other side. That's insanity. You can just sit there for a second. Think about what you did. I don't know what it did, but I feel like it was responsible. Because I make a lot of random noises and songs while I am crafting, and you guys can't hear it. So you're getting exposed to that now, and I hope that you don't regret it. Stop it. All right. So this is the fiddliest bit, which is kind of why I like having the little bead stopper to do it. So that I can just do the fiddly bit at the end. I get a little bit frustrated doing it in the beginning and then again at the end because inevitably one side is going to be different from the other. I'm going to struggle to do one side more than the other. I tend to not struggle as hard except for when I'm on camera because clearly struggling. When I do them both at the same time though. And then we're going to run this through a couple of the beads for extra security. Digress in conversation. Did you? They have been living together for about 14 years. We're going on 14 years. And yeah, they do not get along. And there's no rhyme or reason for it. Nico hated him out of the gate. I actually got Smokey. He was gifted to me by a friend who just like couldn't handle how much energy he had at the time with her her baby. She had a new baby in the house, and he's a very food motivated cat. So he was just like tearing up everything to go after the food, which is funny because when he got here, he didn't do that. He was really, really chill when he got here about food. Like, I mean, he's still really food motivated and will go ham for food, but he just didn't tear up my house looking for food. And he did that at her house, and so it was just, she was just really overwhelmed. So she asked me if I wanted him. So I got him because I was like, oh, like I had Nico and I had her, you know, since she was a kitten, I got her at the shelter. And she was just, you know, by herself all the time. And I felt bad because I had to work full time and, you know, left this little sweet baby angel at home. And, you know, when we brought Smokey over, she was like, I actually hate that guy. And I was like, oh, well, you know, it's to be expected. Like, there's not a lot I can do. But over time, you know, this will be your brother and you guys will get along. And she said, actually, that's not true. And we're here 14 years later. And she detests him absolutely with every fiber of her being. At first, it was really sad because Smokey wanted to be her friend. He had grown up with another cat So he was like, hey, like, we're gonna be buddies. And she was like, hey, we're actually not. And she was out for him, like, from the gate. And I felt really bad because I was like, this was supposed to be your friend and I got him for you so that you wouldn't be lonely. And she was like, I would rather be alone. Um, and then I was like, okay, it's like maybe in time, you know, like they'll get past this and they will finally get along. And that never happened. That was actually false. And to this day, she can't even stand like seeing him sit where she wants to be or like anything like that. I swear I had another one of these wire guards. There it is, right in front of my face. They absolutely do have their own personality, Cheryl, like 100%. There's nothing I can do except for try to break them up when they start beefing. He no longer tries to approach her or anything. Like, Smokey doesn't try to be her buddy anymore. But, you know, he does try to just walk past her without, like, offending her sensibilities. And she's like, yeah, no, I actually took that really personally. So, yeah. I'm going to trim this down instead of trying to string it through the whole thing because I think that'll drive me insane. I'm going to cut this again anyways, but I don't need to make it harder than I need to. But yeah, they're polar opposites in personality. And people joke that Nico's a lot like me because I don't like people. And I'm like, that might be true, you know, because your cats start to resemble you, your pets start to resemble you. But at the same time, like, I think I'm also a little bit like Smokey in like the goofy, sunshiny way. But when I do not want to be bothered, I am 100% like Nico. And yeah, just something. I'm like every day they fight about something, and I'm like, you've lived together for 14 years. Like, pretend like you know each other. Conway's and Sunny together for 3 weeks, and they do hiss and spit a couple times a day, which is better than continuous spats all day like the first week. I think it's going to be okay. Oh, yeah, you'll absolutely be fine. Absolutely. I think it's very rare to have two cats be like ops their whole lives. I've had better experiences with other cats in the past, bringing them together. It's just Nico was just not the plays well with other cats type. And unfortunately, I am a very like stubborn and staunch supporter of the if you adopt this animal, that is the animal you are keeping for life, regardless of the issues. So I was like, hey, I took Smokey in, he's staying, regardless of how you feel. So you can learn to live with it. And Nico said, I will learn to live with it by making everybody involved miserable. I'm kidding. We're not miserable, but you know what I mean. Like, uh, she just decided that they were going to continue to be enemies. Here we go. But usually it's normal for them to fight, like, for the first couple of months, and then they sort of mellow out when they realize the other one isn't going anywhere. And if you're lucky, they end up loving each other, which is all I wanted. But it's not what I got. I always debated getting a third cat because I wondered if it would, like, ease the tension between the two of them if there was, like, a third member in the mix. So make sure that's not too tight. Because you want your beats to move a little bit. But then I was just like, I don't know if Nico would forgive me if I introduced a third cat. And she barely tolerates me, and I want her to like me. Even if she doesn't like Smokey, I want her to like me. So I decided not to torment her by adding a third person to the mix, even though I thought Smokey would really like to have another play buddy, but he has me. So he's fine. Okay. So it's a bit of an age difference, but I think old and young cats get along pretty well too. Sort of brings back the spark a little bit for the older cat, right? Oh, stupid. Not stupid. Forgetful. I need another jump ring because I forgot to put that on before I closed it. And it's a chunky closure, so I need the bigger one, I think. Hit everything. But honestly, I could talk about my cats for ages. That's the kind of cat lady that I am. Not that I think that's the most interesting topic of conversation, but it is the kind of cat lady I am. Thank you. This is definitely shaping up to be better than I anticipated. I think the spacers really worked. I think they look really nice. And it made the length I needed, so that was worth it. I can't find the beginning of this, and I've just been spinning it around in the most unhelpful way. There we go. I'm going to use this jumbo clasp because I've been using the little ones and have realized that they are frustrating to use. But I only have the big ones in gold, so I need to go get them in silver too. At least silver. Thank you. Yeah, that came out nice. And I think this rose quartz is just going to be like the little cherry on top. It's like, I don't know if you can see. It's very, there's only a few facets on it. But I think it's really pretty. And also, I am a little bit obsessed with rose quartz. And I don't know why. I didn't used to be, but like lately I've just been really digging it. Shades of the larger beads with the smaller beads. Thank you. I think it looks really good too. I'm very happy with this one. This was in my brain and it needed to come out. And I'm very happy with the results. Because I don't think I would have been able to move on without finishing this. And that's a really nice length. That's going to be so nice. So yeah, we made that. And it only took us 42 minutes. So what do you guys think? I never even opened up my little cut water. Guess I will do that now. Loud noises. Thank you. So, should we make another thing? What do you guys think? I have some stuff for the vampire collection I'm supposed to make that I haven't finished yet. A couple pieces left. You guys let me know. You let me know what you want me to do. I can grab a bunch of beads and we can design on the fly. You can help me make a vampire piece. That would be fun. If you guys are in to hang out, then yeah, we'll go for it. Okay, we're going to go for it. Vampire stuff. Got it. All right, so I'm going to put this over here. That's going to my personal collection. I need to stop doing that. I keep making stuff to keep just for myself, and that's not how this works. But I did buy those beads for me, so that was the thing. Ooh, and I forgot to do the crimp cover. This is where you're going to watch me struggle and fail, because I'm not good at this. To catch you on replay, I have to log off now. I learned a bit more about how to work with beads. Oh, well, I'm glad, Cheryl. Thanks for hanging out. I know it's pretty late for you, so definitely want you to stay up later than you have to. And I will leave this up, I think, because we're having a good time. Get on there. Nope. I may have to do this part off camera, because, yeah, I struggle with these. Oh, nope. Messed it up. That's why there's 3. Where's my regular pliers? Thanks for hanging out, though. I want to make vampire stuff. Here's what I'll do. I have this one, which is snowflake obsidian and regular obsidian. I have this one, which is howlite and brecciated jasper. That's a jasper with iron in it. I have this one, which is black agate and black onyx. Oh, and I'm gonna use these somewhere in there. So you guys pick snowflake, howlite, or onyx, and then I'll try to do this. While you guys are deciding, have you acquired any of your beads at the Rock Barrel? I've never heard of the Rock Barrel. I buy the majority of my beads from Beadbox Bargains. And then lately I've been shopping, like I said, at Thunder Horse Descendant. Blech. Seriously, see, you see how this is impossible? And occasionally I'll grab something off of like Etsy, off of somebody's like small bead shop here. But I've never heard of the Rock Barrel. Is that like it's like a website? This is embarrassing. Oh, it's in Dallas. Okay, I'm in Austin. So, I usually don't go up to Dallas. But if I was in Dallas, I would go there. Alright, so the conclusion I've come to is to do this off camera, because apparently I cannot do it on camera. And you guys haven't told me which one you want me to do. So I might have to eeny, miny, mo. That was embarrassing. So again, there's Snowflake, there's Howlite, and there's Onyx. And then I have all my spacers out. We have a vote for Snowflake. I think I need that. It's 6 hours for me and so worth it. Okay, yeah, it's only 4 hours for me. So I could go. I just I find Dallas to be grungy compared to other cities in Texas. So I don't go very often unless I have to, but I will put it on the list. I'll put it in my phone so that if I find myself up that way, that is where I will stop. For sure. And we're doing the Snowflake one because that was the vote. So let's see. So I pulled some 6mm snowflake beads. These are 10mm obsidian beads. And then this really cool snowflake pendant. If you guys can see. And then I have some of these rose cut beads and some of these bead frames, which I thought about putting 2 of them in here because I really like the way this looks. I'm not gonna lie, this is like my favorite thing. But now I'm not so certain because the rest of them won't be in bead frames, and that feels like a missed opportunity. And I only have 3 altogether of these, so maybe we'll put that right here and think about it. Hi, Christine. Yeah, we're trying out lives and just giving it a run. We just finished a piece of jewelry. We made this rose quartz and unakite pendant. And then we're about to make something for my vampire collection. So I have just a couple of these tourmalinated quartz, these black tourmalinated quartz left that I wouldn't mind using up here too. And then I have more beads to pull from if this isn't enough. I'm going to take this pinch bail off because I'm going to use this little bail bead. Closed on Sunday and Wednesday. Found out the hard. But yeah, I've been there. Definitely been there. So I hear you on that. I will definitely look before I go. So we're starting here. Oh, my little dragon. He's become my little beading buddy. He's actually a pin. It's really fun. And I kind of want to get 2 more so that I can be the like mother of dragons because I'm a huge Game of Thrones nerd as well. But then I'm like, do you need more to just sit here on the edge of your craft mat? Like, no. But do you not? Also no. So let's see if we can come up with a design that's cool. I want to use these too. They look like little drops of blood, but I think they'd be really cute, like bundled up in 3s. Hey, Erica. So let's see. So we don't need that many of the obsidian because they're huge. 6 is a good number. I need more space. Maybe 8. So that's a good start. And then I have more snowflake. What do you guys think? 2 in between these? Ooh, maybe 2 and then 1 here. We'll break it up a little bit. Wait, how did I do that? Incorrectly. That's how I did that. 2. 2. And then, yeah, that turned out a little bit perfect. And then maybe we will find a home for these in between there. That leaves 2 here, which I could turn into earrings with some more snowflake obsidian little situations. I have bat charms and stuff too that I think maybe I can put that together with. We're making a vampire jewelry for those of you guys who just joined to go into my little vampire collection. Oh, and I just realized you can't see the whole thing. And then these. Maybe we can do like the little cluster here and here. What do you guys think? And then 3 here, 3 there. This is how I put stuff together. This is the whole process. So if you ever wanted to see how I make designs, this is it. Or just play around until I find something I like. And I could bring that up here. We could end it like that. And then maybe we can frame the obsidian with the tourmalinated quartz. And that'll add a little bit of sparkle without being like as sparkly as I normally make things. See? 2. And then that leaves us with 3. Come with me. Oh my gosh. There we go. So we'll leave this almost clear quartz one off. And then maybe we'll do this here. So I have a feeling those are going to slide right under. I also have spacer beads. So maybe we could add a little bit more silver with some spacer beads. And maybe do something here. I also have some bead caps, which might look really nice. I kind of like the idea of using these smaller ones, even though this bead is so big. And I have bead caps for really big beads. But I kind of like the idea of using these ones. I'll make those big, like, obsidian beads extra fancy. Ah, shit, sorry. demonetized. Somebody told me I should stop cussing in my videos. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like a fucking idea, but I'm not going to. But they were like, you would reach more people if you stopped swearing so much. And if reaching people was the goal, well, then maybe I would. That's not true. I do want to reach people. Just, the right people, the cool people. Oh, I'm glad that you're liking it. I was wondering if you guys were liking it. So there's a little pop of silver. And then we could offset the solo bits of snowflake with some of these little bits. I agree, Lori. I agree. I think they do swear. They're the coolest people. I think it's because you're cool, Glenn. You're just so cool. You don't even let that stuff bother you. It just rolls right off. Exactly, Vex. All right, I like this. I think this is going to be very fancy. Also, I don't need gold. I need silver. This is going to be a nice long piece, too. Honestly, though, I can make the chain shorter. It doesn't have to be that long. Eyeball and then add for error. I do swear in the Storycraft videos. I really do. Which is funny because they're fairy tales and you think I'd be like, hey, show this to your kids. But for whatever reason, I was like, no, I must swear in every single one of these. So let's see. This one's broken. Look at that. Jankety. Glad that you guys like it. I feel kind of bad now because since I announced that Storycraft was going to be ending soon, I've gotten so many messages and people commenting and stuff, begging me to never end it, and I'm like, oh, wait, that was always the goal. Hold on. So now I'm backpedaling, trying to figure out what I can do because I was going to end it and then move on to other stuff and change formats and be more experimental with my videos and things like that. But now I'm like, oh no. I didn't realize so many people were invested. People who never comment all of a sudden were like, oh no, you can never end this. And I was like, oh, dang. Hold on. I know. I know. Apparently more people like them than I thought. Part of the thing with the Storycraft videos is that I never know which one is going to take off. So there are some videos where I'm like, no one's going to pay attention to this, or this isn't that great of a story, or the craft isn't that great, and they're they do crazy, they just go wild for it. And then I'm like, oh wait, I have misunderstood and represented this, and so I try to replicate whatever it is I did in those videos in the next one, and then nobody watches that one, and I'm like, well, dang it. But then there's stuff that I'm like, this is going to be really popular. It's a popular story, and those tend to be the ones that people click on because they know, they know Beauty and the Beast, so they're going to click on Beauty and the Beast. But then nobody watches it. So it's just so hard to figure out which ones are going to do well and which ones aren't in that format. And sometimes it's the craft, sometimes it's just the story. There's actually a story I told in 2 parts during a Pride Month like special, and the first part did not do that well, but the second part like went crazy, and I was like, everyone is missing part one of this story, but for whatever reason everyone is clicking on part two, and I can't figure it out. So that's part of the reason I was like, oh, this has to be like a limited series, because it's just it's so hard to sort of guess which ones are going to do well, and then like, I know certain things are going to do well. Like, I know my challenge videos are going to do better than other videos on my channel, and occasionally like a witchy thing, like a tarot or a book review will go off, but those are sort of hit or miss. It just depends on whatever's popular at the time or like what's being searched. So like newer deck reviews tend to do well because people are currently searching for the new deck review. But like I said, it's hard to guess with Storycraft what's going to be popular. Hi, Michael. I saw your comment. I actually am gearing up to do your story. I have one more story in front of it, and then I will be doing the story that you requested. So thanks for that. That stumped me for a complete second. Make Storycraft worth the wait with a once a monther. If you want a bit of time for something else, then you'll still get your story back. That's an idea. That is an idea. I have introduced the concept on my Patreon of doing them like in a craft with me as like more of a stream of consciousness, that words are really hard, consciousness type of deal, because I don't have to prepare for those, or like I don't have to make sure that I have the story down pat. I can sort of give you guys the general story, and so they take a little bit less work in that informal setting. But then it seems a little bit mean to be like, it's a Patreon exclusive, just go to my Patreon, because people have been watching it for so long already. So I thought about adding it to like the members bit, and then making it like maybe an early release for members, and then a later release for people on the channel, which I think might be an option. I sort of have to like figure out a way to make it work in my brain. Hey. Yeah, your request actually came at the perfect time. I was thinking about doing another story in that genre, because there's so many, and so I thought it would be fun to revisit that idea again. And so yeah, your request was very timely, so thank you for that. Also, like, kudos to you for finishing the playlist. There's a lot of videos. That's a lot to get through, so I hope that you really enjoyed it. This is shaping up to be very nice. I actually really like it. But yeah, I gotta figure out something. I don't know. What do you guys think? What would you like the best? Maybe that's the better question to pose, is to ask you guys who are watching my videos, and you guys are usually the crowd of people commenting and being present and stuff. So I want the people who watch me the most to give me feedback. Not just you guys, but like I want feedback from everybody, but definitely the people who are following the most, because I would like to see you continue to hang out with me. So let's see if this little bale bead swallows these up, because if not, I'll just grab some more spacers, or if it does, I'll grab some more spacers. Yeah. These little tiny like terminated quartz are so pretty. They're so tiny that chasing the hole around on these is actually it's a feat, and I should be given an award. So let's see. Oh, it doesn't eat it up, but it does fit right in there, and that will probably chip away that crystal over time. I mean, it's quartz. It's pretty hard, but I think I would feel better with the little spacer in there. I like anything. I need more time in the day. It is coming together very quickly. I think it's just because I'm talking to you guys and not like focused on the repetition of it all. So thanks. Thank you for helping me be so productive. Started a while ago and was binging it today, podcast style, while trying to work on your Book of Shadows. How fun! I love that. Somebody did tell me I should switch it to podcast style, which would actually save me a fair bit. Because then I wouldn't have to make a video for it. I could just put up the recording with like, whatchamacallit, like a thumbnail up while I tell you guys like the story. And I thought about that, but I actually did that one time for Hans My Hedgehog. I can't remember why I did it without the video. Either I lost the video or I wasn't feeling well or something happened. Where I did Hans My Hedgehog without a craft. And it did not do well. So I don't know if doing it podcast style on my channel would be worth it. But then you could download it if you have like YouTube Premium or YouTube Red. I think it was when my wrist was hurt. I think you're right. And I wasn't able to craft, but I wanted to put a story out for you guys. I will actually probably have to get surgery at some point for my wrist. If you guys have not noticed, I tend to drop things, and it's because I get like a shooting pain in my wrist, which is NBD. Honestly, it's livable, it's manageable, but eventually I will have to take care of that. Which also means I won't be able to put out videos. So I do need to find another solution. But yeah, like I think the idea of putting it out podcast style actually really appeals to me. But yeah, if nobody watches it, then it doesn't really make it worth it. But it does make it downloadable. Not that they aren't downloadable as they are. You could download the video now and just not watch and listen to it. It would still be kind of a podcast, but I think if I set it up more like a podcast format, that would be a little bit easier to listen to. And I could just upload it to like Spotify as a podcast as well, but then I'd have to learn how to do that. And I can only learn like 2 new technology things a year, and I don't know if I'm going to spend it so early. There's a reason I don't really edit my videos. It's because I don't want to learn. April keeps telling me to switch to her editor and then do all the cool like picture in picture and editing stuff, and I'm like, nah, bro. But also, I feel like that like super polished approach is just not my approach to like art and life and all those things. And I try to be as authentic as possible when I get on here. Oh, well, I'm glad that he liked it too. I love that. I know somebody else, Amy, watches this with her husband, and she always tells me what her husband thinks of my stories, and that's delightful. I really enjoy that. I really do like telling the stories. I love doing storycraft. Do not get me wrong. I absolutely love doing storycraft. Um, but like, there's a weird thing going on with my YouTube where I'm just not getting across to as many people as I did before, or I'm having like people unsubscribe in droves every time I do something they don't like. And I've been trying to get to 4,000 for 2 years now, which is like a little bit absurd given the amount of like uptick in videos and stuff. I should have hit it by now. But I have to find a way to do something that like, brings more people. I don't have to. I want to. And if I can figure that out, then like I don't have to worry about whether or not I need to do a certain thing or not. But I want to do like, the thing that's most authentic and best and enjoyable. And honestly, Storycraft is very enjoyable. But I have to do other things too. Because it's so hard to predict, like I was saying, which ones are going to take off. Thank you, Vex. I'll figure it out. I know I will, but I've been like really waffling because I did not expect there to be such a like an outcry for the ending of Storycraft. I did not expect people liked it as much. I didn't really think there was that much behind it. Like, I didn't think people were that into it. And then I thought it was going to reach its natural conclusion. And now I'm like, oh, hold on. Follow your pattern, Priscilla. My goodness. I did have a friend point out that probably another reason I've really been enjoying making jewelry is that it satisfies my ADHD need for pattern, like recognition, and being able to follow patterns is very satisfying when you have ADHD. And I was like, shh, shh, say the quiet part inside your head and not out loud. It's because I add to this. Thank you. I do really embellish my stories. Um, I try to just make them exciting because like folklore and mythology have always been like a passion of mine. I really love fairy tales and folklore. I've loved them, as a child all the way up into adulthood. And I like sharing it with people. I like sharing the things that make me happy with people, you know what I mean? Um and so it's like a pleasure to share the story and the enthusiasm that comes with it. I could stop being lazy and just bring these forward. Oh, okay, yeah. Hey. Thanks for joining. Christine, yeah, I have a whole playlist. Michael can attest to. He just finished it on my channel. So if you go to my channel, you can find the Storycraft playlist. And I tell stories and I make a craft. And I've been telling a lot of them. I've been telling all sorts of things, fairy tales, folklore, mythology. I think I did like some history and some ghost stories, which I would like to do again. I'd also like to do another run of cryptids. I would really, really like to do that. Maybe like a cryptid challenge. Somebody write that down for me because I should do that. Okay, yeah, Angela Carter has great fairy tales. I have so many fairy tale books and things like that. I have a huge collection. I'm always buying. Um, Angela Carter's great for that. All right, and here's where I end up like spilling all the beads onto the floor because I need this side to be longer and it's just not sliding. Oop, nope, we did it. We did it. That's pretty nice, though. I don't even need that much chain. You're scaredy cat, but you like fairy. Yeah, yeah. I like it all. I like the scary stories. I like fairy tales and folklore. What am I looking for? Oh, the ends. I need ends. I need to close these. This is not an end, such as a jump ring. Thank you, Michael. You guys are honestly so sweet. I really like hanging out with you. And you guys are right. I should do these lives more often because I do enjoy them. I don't know. I get so into my head. Yes, that's the right thing. That's the thing we need. There was a story a while back. I was like, oh, I know this one. I used to read it to my class of fourth graders. Then yours got a lot spicier. Thank you. Now I'm wondering what story it was. All right, Bex. Take care. Have a great night. I'm just going to finish this up and then we're going to be done. So, for those of you who are wondering how much longer we're hanging in there, we're hanging in until I finish this necklace and it won't take me that much longer. I love doing live. So much laughter and inappropriateness in the chat. And that's true. That's true. And I was talking about how, I was talking about it on Patreon, but I was talking about community and like wanting to build like a stronger sense of community. And I tend to avoid a lot of the junk journal stuff, like especially on Facebook, because I just had some really bad experiences where it was just really, really toxic. So I backed out of those spaces, and then I came here, and I've managed to cultivate like my own little community um, on my YouTube channel, which I'm very thankful for because I really enjoy you guys. And I think like during pandemic, I kind of got to like the shut down and shut it out stage, and I was like, nobody speak to me because like I just can't handle everything that's happening in the world right now, and like trying to talk to people. And I think like in some ways, like I took a little bit of a hit for that, and been trying to build it back up and doing more challenges and stuff. But I do want to build more of a sense of community. I want to do more collaborations and fun things like that, and build up this little community here that we've cultivated with like good vibes only though. Yeah, you're right. They are absolutely toxic. It is crazy what happens over there, especially for something that's like so fun and like should be bringing us all together because we all have a shared interest. And for whatever reason, it's just, oh, it's wild. And this is the part where you watch me struggle with something that should be really easy and straightforward. Ugh. It was the story of the little lazy guy ran into trolls and things and tricked them in chat. Yeah. Yes. The 7-in-1 blow guy. Yes, I know who you're talking about. What's it called? The brave little tailor. When you draw your line and be strong in what you accept from others, the right people will come. You're right. That's absolutely true. You are absolutely right. You know, it's not hard, Christine. It's just fiddly, and I think it would be easier if I had better tools for it. There's like like I have a crimp tool, but it's not like the crimp tool. It's like the discount crimp tool, and so it does not do a very good job. And so I have to do it this way, and it's very fiddly this way. Not that I mind. It's fun. I'm having a good time despite being extremely frustrated with how fiddly things are. Um, surprisingly, but yeah, it's just a process. But the results are very satisfying, and I think that makes it easier to deal with. But also, this little clamshell that I've been using is a lot smaller than the other ones I have, and so I think that's what makes it even fiddlier. Yes, yes, the brave little tailor is hilarious. Um, I'm trying to think. Mine was spicier. It probably was. There was probably more death. It's supposed to be freezing next week, and I think I will be not going to work. Not that my employer can hear this in advance. And if they are on here somehow magically, if they're somehow watching my channel, I did not say that. That was in jest. But I think, yeah, one of those days I'm not making it to work because it's going to be so cold. Like 18 degrees, which is cold in Texas. That's below 0 Celsius uh, for Australia. I don't actually know what it is, but I know that it's below 0. How often do I do not do them very often. I actually am very sporadic about lives, but I am thinking about doing them more often. At the beginning of the live, I mentioned that I was just sort of testing this out um, because my ultimate goal is to do like at least a monthly, if not bi-weekly live eventually at some point for my Patreon, and I want to start my YouTube channel membership. Um, And so I think I might do that for them, add it as a perk. But I definitely want to do it more for just like for you guys, for my regular viewing audience as well. I just don't think about it until like it's too late. So this night we got lucky because I have a rule to not record videos after 7, because that usually means I'll be up until like 1 in the morning. And then I'm too tired to do videos the next day. And so whatchamacallit, I was like, okay, well, you want to make this little piece of jewelry, so I ended up just jumping on the live to test it out and see how I felt about it. But it's actually been a while since I've gone live. But I am looking to do it more often. There's the tweezers I'm looking for. So this. That's a totally different color, Priscilla. Not you. Oh, well, maybe you too. Let's see. It's so beautiful. It is. You had to buy a coat? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm coming to terms with the fact that my denim coat is not a coat when it's 22 degrees out. Really coming to terms with it. What am I looking for? Oh, a lobster clasp. Words. I only have small silver ones, which makes me a little bit sad. But thank you, Gwen. You can subscribe if you want to. I'm not saying you have to. But I do witchier stuff over there. So you mentioned Book of Shadows, and I do have a Grimoire tier, and I do witchier things on my Patreon. I'm looking for a chain. And actually, it's right here, right on top. I bought a new cart for my jewelry stuff, and now it's all off of my desk and in its own place, which I feel a lot better about. But also, it's a lot easier to access my stuff now that it's all like organized. Crazy idea, I know. Let's see. So, I am really liking how this came out. Great job, guys. Good choice. And thanks for helping me get through it. Because I don't know, I'm like excited to do this jewelry drop, but I'm also just like not super motivated lately. So I've been kind of dragging ass to get it finished. Not that I don't want to, which is weird. Like I want to. But for whatever reason, I'm just like, there's no rush. Take your time. And now's the part where we see how long this is. This should be pretty close up there. So, using my professional measuring tools, which is myself, we only need this much chain. And we're going to find the middle so we can cut it in half. This one right here. Come here. That went far. Oh my gosh. My vacuum hates me. I am regularly rocket launching stuff into space. And I know my vacuum takes that personally. I only got one jump ring. And I needed to, you know, what else? What else is good and groovy? Oh my god, that was Nico. So, Nico doesn't really jump up on this table very often. She does occasionally. But what she does is run her whiskers across my leg, and then I think it's a spider every single time. And then I have now come to the point where I stop, like I resist the urge to kick, because it's her. It's her. It's not a spider. It's been a spider one time, but every time I think it's a spider. Um, it's her. So if you see like in a video where like I jump and then I move my hands out of the way, it's because it's her trying to get her little pets in. So she comes around and she rubs up against my legs and wants like one or two pets, and then she walks away, and then she comes back. She does that a couple of times until she's satisfied, and then if she does it more than once, I know that it's because she wants me to go turn her heating pad on. So she's trying to get me to get up. Which, to be fair, I will sit here all day. If it wasn't for them, for my cats, I would be here, just locked in. This is the other one. Right? No, this is that Rollo chain that I cut. There it is. This isn't too bad. It's an hour and almost 30 minutes. 2 necklaces in. We're really cooking with Crisco, guys. But yeah. I think I will do more lives on here because this was fun. I'm having a really good time. I forget how fun these are. I think that's part of it too, is I forget that I love hanging out with you guys. So yeah, I think I'll definitely do this again. Let's see. And probably next time I will do some paper craft stuff, because I try to make it a point to alternate between like beading and paper craft videos so that nobody feels like I'm prioritizing one over the other and there's a good mix. Alright, so let's see if that's the right length. Yes. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, congratulations, Gwen. See? This is what we all needed. Just cooking through it. I love this. This came out great. It's a good pick. Now I just got, what, 2 more to go? And then I think I have a couple bracelets to make, and then we'll be done. This collection will come up, and it'll be great. So yeah. That's it. I don't know how to end these, but this is the end, in fact. This came in a container. I'll put it back. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I really appreciate your faces for being here. For being here for an hour and a half of crafting, of beading. You guys have been awesome. I think I will make a pair of earrings. I haven't decided how I will arrange that. But I will make a pair of earrings to match. Maybe something ish. I haven't decided. I'll figure it out. But I'm gonna jump off of here because this has been a minute, and I have to go potty. So that's gonna be it for me, you guys. I will catch you guys all next time. I appreciate your faces. Thank you so much for hanging out and crafting with me. And if you're watching this later on, hi. Thanks for hanging in, watching the whole video. It was great to spend time with you guys too. Goodbye. How do I end things? I don't know. Happy crafted. Shh, Lori, shh, shh. How does it end? Oh, I should have studied this. Here we go. Bye.